Hello, my dear brothers and sisters. I hope you're all doing well and that the good Lord has continued blessing each one of you. There has been a lot of rains here in Jamaica and a lot of distractions due to flooding. And in fact, there has been loss of life and loss of livelihood. A few days ago, I woke up to this heavy downpour and the wind was blowing so much and the branches were falling off from the tree. And I was kept awake for some time. And when the intensity of the rain decreased, I became so aware of the life at night. I started hearing the sounds of lizards, other insects, and sounds that I could not identify where they were coming from. And I became so aware of how life continues, how the universe, even when we as human beings are asleep, that life in the universe is awake. And I went further and started reflecting on us or on human beings, that how we are invited to this awakeness, being alert to the presence of God. And I realized that not all the time that I am awake to the presence of God, that I may be awake, my eyes are open, my body is moving, and yet I am not awake to myself, and I'm not awake to the presence of God. That means I am asleep. I am sleepwalking when I'm awake. And I went further to realize that sometimes we are awake to what is not of God. And we become so attached to success. And I'm not saying success is bad. We become so awake to wealth. We become so awake to power. But we are not awake to God. That our eyes are blinded. There is a curtain that is blocking our view from God. That our eyes are fixed on success, on power, but they are not going beyond that. To see, to feel the presence of God. And as I reflected, I remembered St. Augustine. And St. Augustine, as we know before his conversion, in his life, he was running after things that was keeping him away from God. Excuse me. And when he became awake, he said and prayed, "Late have I loved you, a beauty so old and so new. Late have I loved you, and see you were within me, and I was external. I plunged into the lovely things that you created." So these lovely things that God has created, they are beautiful, they are good. But if they put a curtain on our eyes, that they separate us from God, from the love of God, then we need to sit and reflect and ask ourselves, what are we awake to? What are we running after? And I want to be clear what I'm saying. These things that God has created, they are not bad. They are good. But our sole focus should not be on those things, because they might block. When our glance is at them and we are not aware of the presence of God, they will block our view of God. And I also reflected on Steve Jobs, and at the end of his life, and he said, "I have reached the peak of success in the business world. In the eyes of others, my life has been the symbol of success. However, apart from the job, I have a little joy. In the end, the wealth is just a fact to which I am used to. At this time, lying on the hospital bed and remembering my whole life, I realized that all the awards and the wealth of which I was so proud have become insignificant in front of the imminent death." So today, and as we reflect in the week, let us ask ourselves, what are we awake to? Are we really awake to the presence of God and to the presence of others? Or are we sleepwalking? What are we looking for? Are the things that we are looking for, the things that we are rushing ourselves to grab, are they putting curtains in our eyes, and I mean our inner eyes, that they block the view of God? May you all have a reflective full week, and as we continue praying for the people of Jamaica and elsewhere, that God may protect us from the disasters of the natural calamities. Have a good week. Love you all.